Hello, everybody, and welcome. Business over breakfast. My name is Ben Barber.
Lori Chitari, you know what was going on in the background.
I did. I did know what was going on in the background.
My camera. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Today we have a wonderful guest on. Why don't you introduce him, Lori?
Yeah, I'm so excited. So I invited Chris Mejias of Escape Rhode Island to come back and talk to us again because they have some new offers for Escape Rhode Island. And one of the things as the season changes is we all want to get outside and do some fun things. And so now instead of just one offer from Escape Rhode Island, we're going to talk about their second outdoor offer. So let's bring Chris onto the show and we will be able to learn more about Escape Rhode Island and more about this cool outdoor adventure. Hi, Chris. Welcome.
Hello.
It's great to see you again.
It's great to be back.
So the last time we had you on Business Over Breakfast, I've lost all track of time, but I know it was during the pandemic. A lot of things were closed.
Yeah, I think it was like April of last year, maybe. So we weren't quite through it yet. I think like vaccines maybe just started becoming a thing. It's been a while. I don't know. Time is weird these days.
I know. Well, and I remember listening to the work that you do at Escape Rhode Island. And I thought I gotta get there. And so I finally got some days with some friends and we did the outdoor adventure, but I'm going to let you talk about that. So why don't you just give us an intro of, what is Escape Rhode Island and what do you do and where you're located?
Yeah. So Escape Rhode Island is located right here in Providence, and we're on 385 South Main Street. So it's kind of on like the lower east side of Providence, near the new pedestrian bridge, and like Jeff Sandwiches and Plant City are our neighbors. So kind of like right in that little area. But we're Rhode Island's original escape room. We were the first escape room to open in Rhode Island. We opened back in 2015. And everyone's like, what is an escape room?
I was about to ask that question, so let's hear it.
So like it's essentially like a mystery space, that you enter, and it's designed to be puzzling and challenging. So you enter this space, and you and your team have 1 hour to try and escape. Now, escaping could be as simply as like getting out another door, or maybe trying to acquire a certain item or like artifact inside the room.
Mm-hmm.
But like they all have like these different like stories or adventures to go on. So we currently have 4 indoor offerings to choose from, and when we were like closed for the pandemic and that was happening, we were trying to figure out like what to do and how to pivot and whatnot. And we came up with some outdoor adventures, one that you recently played. But we also just released our second outdoor adventure. So it's very exciting.
So let's go to the first one. So I got to tell you a funny story. Ben, I sent you up. There goes my camera again. This is definitely on a 10-minute timer now. Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
It really sucks. So one of the things that happened when we went on our adventure, and Ben, I think you have a photo of us finally conquering the top of the hill in Providence. Nice. It was so much fun because I actually became friends with another woman, Erica, who this is the Providence medicine woman, Erica Noonley, and we became friends through Business Over Breakfast. So we were like, let's go do this escape. And there was one point where she said, oh, maybe they're trying to do it. They're trying to get us to do it this way. And I said, oh, that would be way too hard. They would never do that to us. And that was exactly what happened. It was the perfect thing. And so anyway, we all We had our backpack. People were asking us all over the city, what are you guys doing? What do you do? So it was just really a wonderful, wonderful day. But seriously, walking up that hill was like that was the workout of the country. But it was
Yeah,
really fun.
it's a tough hill. It's
Yeah,
a tough hill,
yeah, that was great.
but the
So
view is pretty fantastic, right?
the view was fantastic. We had a great time, and we went over to Wickeden Street after, of course, and got some warmed up hot toddy drinks and
Nice.
snacks. So it was great. It
Perfect.
was great. So thanks, Ben. I can't look at my picture all day. Video's enough. So tell us about that one and your new one.
Yeah, so that one was called the Zachariah Conundrum, is called the Zachariah Conundrum. And that was our first outdoor escape game. And so then, like, I kind of just described what an escape room is kind of like. It's just like, mystery space that you enter and have 1 hour to try and like escape. So like, what is an outdoor game? And essentially, we took the same like puzzle, like, solving situation, but just took it outside. So what happens is you guys come down and pick up either a backpack, as you did in the Zachariah Conundrum, or a briefcase, which is part of the new game, the Eldritch Expedition.
Mhm.
But you come down to us and you pick up this case, and then you use items that you gain from the case and your environment, the city of Providence, as the game. So you're actually interacting with stuff that you may see every day, and like you're looking at it in like a different perspective, or you just might not have noticed like this little attention to detail on certain things. And by using the items that we give you and the storyline that we're unfolding, you solve a series of puzzles and unlock a storyline that you have 2 hours to complete. Now our indoor games are 1 hour, but the outdoor adventure, being that it requires walking around the city on top of solving puzzles, it's a 2 hour experience. So the Zachariah Conundrum was actually built off of a real life person, Rhode Island native, Providence,
Who is it?
called
Right.
Zachariah Allen.
Allen. Okay.
Zachariah Allen, and he is a Rhode Island industrialist, and he kind of came up with a bunch of different technologies and inventions over the years. He's actually one of the founding fathers of the Providence Athenaeum, which is like this beautiful library and whatnot.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's
either way,
a very special place.
yeah,
Yep.
exactly. And with that, like,
I'm
so it's
sorry.
based on a real life character, and you go around Providence and you're trying to like unlock his greatest invention, which is time travel. So you're playing a time travel game adventure there, and it's very exciting.
That sounds very exciting. So Lori, when you get your camera back on, just hit start camera.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, don't worry about it. It's fine.
I changed it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So Chris, I'm really excited about this. How long are the outdoor ones going to be running for? And then I would love to hear a little bit more about the indoor ones as well.
Yeah. So they are pretty much running indefinitely. I mean, now's the season to play. The weather. I mean, we've been having some fantastic weather recently. It's a little gloomy today and a little chilly, but
It's not raining.
like those. It's not raining. But there's always that saying too. Like, there's no such thing as bad weather, just bad clothing. But beyond that, the spring, summer, fall season is the best time to play, obviously. Especially like in that like spring, fall time when it's like not the dead heat of summer, as you're walking around and adventuring in the city. But yeah, I mean, we technically run them year round. But if it's foul weather, we will obviously cancel the game or reschedule accordingly.
Well, I'll have to say, you saw our picture. We were all bundled up It was a
Hmm.
really cold day, and it was probably, what else can you do on a cold, beautiful, sunny winter day?
Hmm.
For me, I felt like it was just we needed to like get moving somehow, and it just kind of got us outside with something to do and walking around the city and exploring, and then having I thought it was a wonderful day and a great way to spend it.
Yeah, I mean, like, and that's another thing. It does get you outside because like,
Yeah.
even like when like winter rolls around, there's not a ton of sunlight, and like you're stuck inside for majority of the time. So it's just another
Right.
great way to kind of get outside and do something fun and challenging.
Yeah.
So
So have people tried the new game so far?
yeah, it's actually been doing very well.
Oh, cool.
So we're very excited. It's had a great launch. We released it probably just over a month ago at this point. And yeah, it's been doing very well. So the new game is called the Eldritch Expedition, and if you are a Lovecraft fan, you will be a big fan of this because it is Lovecraft inspired.
Mhm.
um and so this one,
Cool. Do you have to
the
go to the arcade because they have that little bookstore in the arcade for the HP
oh yeah,
stuff?
yeah. We don't travel over there in this
Oh,
game,
okay.
but we do take you to some, um, you know, in H.P. Lovecraft's work. He kind of, you references Providence in several of his work, and stories and whatnot. And we take you by some of the places that he may have referenced in his work.
Mhm. Mm.
Um, And like another question that we get often is like, oh, do you go to like his grave, which is in Swan Point Cemetery? And like, that's a little far from where our
That's
venue
true.
is. So it's
Yeah,
like, no,
walking up
we
College
don't
Hill
take you
was
that far.
enough.
No, exactly. Like, we got to keep it a little bit closer to home.
Yeah, that was
Um,
fun. Oh,
uh,
man.
but that is a fun thing about this new game is like it takes you a little bit off the beaten path.
Yeah.
So you get to not only like explore historic areas and like public parks of Providence, but it also takes you through a kind of like off more beaten path places, which is like a lot of fun to adventure because it's like you may or may not have realized that like this is like a publicly accessible like place.
Can you give us
But
one little sneak peek insight into one of those places? Just one, just one.
ooh,
You
so
can say
there's a mini.
no, you can say
Yeah,
no, it's all
no, it's
right.
it's all right. No, there's a small little cemetery hanging out on the east side, and we have you kind of adventure through that cemetery along the way, um,
Ooh.
and that's just one of two exciting like little segues into places that you don't think like, oh, can I go over here? Oh yeah,
Oh,
come
I
on.
love it.
Like this is an
Yeah,
interesting like place. So
I love
it
it.
was a lot of fun kind of designing and like coming up with the different areas that we wanted to like take you through. Because it's
Mhm.
kind of like, a walking tour meets like a game. We want you to explore and like take in your environment. Um, and we tried to tie in some, Lovecraft, ties and whatnot.
Yeah.
But again, you wouldn't need to know any Lovecraft in order to play the game. You don't need to have like prior outside knowledge or anything like that. That's not how like the puzzles work.
No, that's
You
great. Well, I didn't know anything about Mr. Zachariah, whoever that
yeah,
but I
ex-
I will say it was, so I worked at the Supreme Court for many years, so I was over in that area every day, all the time, and just doing the game made me really look around with a different eye. So I mean, I really enjoyed that. I don't know. I'm a fan. I think it was really like a fun, exciting thing to do as a group.
yeah, it's interesting because like even if like yeah, you've like lived and grown up on like the east side or downtown Providence, you're like, I know this city like the back of my hand.
Right.
You may come to realize that there are some details that you just never noticed.
No, it's great. It's great. So how, from a pandemic side of things, how have you seen your business change as we move out of the pandemic?
Yeah. So the pandemic impacted us a lot, obviously, at being an indoor entertainment business. But we, followed like the science and kind of, took safety, and put
Yeah.
it first and foremost. And we still monitor COVID at this point.
Right.
And but we're very happy to see that it is low, and there's a
Mhm.
bright side, and we're kind of feel like we're finally like leaving this like all behind. Um, but yeah, we are back at like what we call like 100% capacity. We're running the
Mhm.
business as we were
Oh, that's
previously.
great.
One thing that did change was prior to the pandemic, all games were public. So if you were playing an escape room and there was some extra seats in the game, like and other people joined, you might be with strangers
Mhm.
trying to work together to get out. And during the pandemic, we made all of our games private. So
Yeah.
now it's
Yeah.
just like you're only in a room with people that you know.
Oh, that's good to
Um,
know. Yeah.
yeah, it was. We were actually thinking about going that way anyway,
Mhm.
because we think it's a better experience when you kind of know like the team
Mhm.
that you're working with to try and work together,
Yeah.
as opposed to like working with people that you may not like be on the same page with, and it's just like a little bit harder to communicate and whatnot.
Yeah.
Um,
And I
but
also
yeah,
think like such a great family thing to do, put your
oh
phones
yeah.
away, have some fun. And I don't know. I think it's such a great idea.
Yeah, no, I mean it's great for families. We see families come down all the time. I mean, we just had recently had spring recess
Oh,
here
right.
in Rhode Island, and I mean we were very busy because the kids were out of school and they were looking for
Yeah.
something to do, and it was like, come on down and play some games with us.
Yeah. Is there so what's the age? Do you have different age ranges for family levels?
So we recommend 10 plus for our
Mhm.
games, especially like if they're playing like independently and whatnot, because the games are
Mhm.
designed to be challenging, and there's basic like reading comprehension skills and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like that's more of a recommendation. It's kind of like hard to like pinpoint age. Who's to
Right,
say like,
right.
that 8-year-old isn't smarter than like that 14-year-old,
Right.
It's
No, no.
you,
It's
you
not
never
like,
know.
here's this little circle that you have to put in there where you can do that if you're 3 or 4, but
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
yeah, okay.
But I mean, we've had families bring younger kids inside as well. But like again, that's kind of like up to the team, and we usually like let the team know that it's like it's whatever experience you're looking to get out of it. If you want to be like monitoring like the 5-year-old running around the room the entire
Yeah,
time because you are responsible for your teammates, like and
yeah,
you're okay with that, then I mean that's fine. That's how you
yeah.
want to play the game, and they want to experience it. But yeah, we usually recommend 10 plus because again, designed to be challenging.
Yeah.
But it's really what the team wants.
So tell us, or tell the audience how, what your hours are, where they can sign up for a game, how they can find you.
Yeah. So we're open 6 days a week, and we have reservations 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Every day of those 6 days.
Mhm,
And then we're open a little bit later on Fridays and Saturday nights.
mhm.
And then we're running games till as late as like 10 o'clock at night.
And your website is?
EscapeRhodeIsland.com.
EscapeRhodeIsland.com. And it's actually Escape RI, right?
No, it's Escape Rhode Island spelled completely out.
Oh, that's so funny. Okay. Well, this sounds like a shop local issue. We can't hear
Ben,
you,
I think you're
Ben.
muted.
That's good. I wanted to
Ben,
be
you're
muted.
muted.
No, I wanted to be muted. That was the whole
Oh.
point. It was an escape room thing. Don't ask. It was a mystery. You have to figure out why.
I was trying to
Uh,
like lip read.
yeah, yeah. Um, this is fantastic. I'm so excited. I loved the first time that you guys came on and talked about Escape Rhode Island because it's just so fun and um that's the like there are so many things right now in life that are not that fun that to have something that is like Lori said, where you can put your phone down and you can just hang out with the people that you care about, that you're with, and do something that's challenging and rewarding and unique experience that's out of the norm of what you're usually doing is so cool. And the fact that it's so immersive, I love everything about this, and I'm a huge fan of you and what you do at Escape Rhode Island. So I hope everybody checks it out.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's actually like escape life. Take a break from life, escape all the bullshit, and jump into, it's great. It's really great.
You're escaping the everyday and coming down and having some fun with some friends. And I mean, we love it. We consider ourselves enthusiasts. We try to be as immersive and engaging as possible, and we're always kind of developing and creating new things. So I mentioned earlier, we have 4 indoor games. One of them is going to be going away pretty soon, and we're going to be flipping it and turning it into a brand new game.
Oh, that's so good. So you have new stuff coming along, and people that are going to check in again and really get to know what you guys are up to. I mean, your location is great. Every time I walk to Jeff's or Plant City, I'm like, oh, there's Escape Rhode Island. I say it nice and loud so everybody hears. But thank you so much for joining and just jumping into our show, and we'll send you the video and you can do whatever you want with it.
Thanks for having me back. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, well, come back again when your new game comes in, and we'll just keep it going.
Yeah, I mean, with luck, that will be a summer release.
Right.
So we'll be flipping a room. So for those that may or may not have been down, Space Station is the one that will be going away. So if you haven't played Space Station Andromeda yet, now's the time to play, because we will be closing that room and switching it over to a new one. So keep that in mind.
Ooh,
Thank you for the warning.
I know. That's good to know. All right. Thank you so much, Chris. Have a wonderful day. We wish you the best.
Thank you. Take care.
You too.
See you. Bye.
Oh, Lori.
Okay, Ben, it's your turn to say it.
My turn to say what?
That was awesome.
Don't call it out. It comes out naturally. It was awesome. He was fantastic. I love it. I love the guests that we have on the show. Speaking of the guests that we have on the show, we should probably talk very briefly about what's coming up on Business Over Breakfast.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So in the next week or so, we will be changing the format slightly of Business Over Breakfast, and we will still have guests occasionally. However, we are going to take it literally and give you all some tips about business, about marketing, about all of those things, answer your questions over breakfast most mornings, Monday through Friday, for about 5 to 10 minutes. And what we're going to do is you send in your questions, and you can send those in at what is the info at Shop Local?
Yeah. Or hello at shoplocalrhodeisland.com. Any questions can come in there.
So send in your questions, hello at shoplocalrhodeisland.com. And Lori and I are going to answer your questions about Shop Local, about marketing, Lori has a whole plethora of things she can answer questions about. She has been a certified coach for years, a marketing executive, tons of things. So,
Ben, I'll tell you. So today is the first day that I will be doing a marketing assessment for small businesses, and we have 12 businesses signed up. So, I think it's such a great opportunity for us to give away these things that businesses can do, and then have businesses meet each other so they can, it was always the concept for Shop Local that we were going to lift all boats. And so now, it's been such a wild ride getting this getting this website, but I don't know if did you take a look at the sneak peek page?
I
of
have
Shop
not taken a
Local?
look at the sneak peek page.
Yeah. Anyway, there's a sneak peek page. You can take a look. But I think this idea of, okay, small businesses, you're listening in, and Ben and I have experience in all sorts of marketing, everything. So it's just, if we can't answer your question, we'll just say we can't answer it, but we can certainly direct you to a place where you can get the answer. There's no issue.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, so next week, actually, hold on, that might not be true. There might be two business over. Is it? 1 second. No. Okay. So we're gonna put out one more episode about repurposing content. That's the same longer form, and then we're gonna go into the Q&As. So expect the relaunch of Business Over Breakfast in about 2 weeks. And thank you all for joining us. Please check out Shop Local Rhode Island. And we will be talking more about that as the anticipation builds to the relaunch of the new site, because I'm super excited about that, and I know you are.
We have a new logo, we have new colors, we have, so like the whole thing is going to be like fun and different, and we are going to support the business's growth. So that's what we do.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, guys, check out Shop Local Rhode Island. If you need any help with anything, ask us a question. hello@shoplocalrhodeisland.com. For now, that's it. This has been Business Over Breakfast. Thank you, Lori.
All right. Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Bye for now.
Bye.